Print email Facebook Twitter more Metro Tasmania to run passenger ferries in Hobart under government plan. Tasmania's public bus company Metro will also run passenger ferries on the River Derwent under a state government plan. The Tasmanian government will introduce legislation to allow Metro to run a ferry service between Bellerive on Hobart's eastern shore and Sullivan's Cove. There is no date on when a ferry service will be operational, but the government has committed $2 million for a study into what is needed to run it. The plan includes 2 new terminals on both the Hobart waterfront and on the eastern shore. Infrastructure Minister Jeremy Rockcliffe said the ferry service would help ease congestion in Hobart. "We've allocated $2 million for a scoping study to support Metro to develop the service. Some of that will also include money for task force for infrastructure planning," he said. "I'm not going to be held to time frames other than to say today we have come good on our election commitment to table legislation to allow Metro to operate ferries." Hobart's CBD has been choked with traffic in recent years, causing delays of several hours at times. Metro Chief Executive Megan Morse said another mode of public transport in Hobart was key to easing congestion. "We see public transport as a critical part of the solution to some of the congestion difficulties that Hobart's experienced," she said. Ferry services were part of a pre-election transport policy aimed at encouraging people to use public transport rather than cars. It is estimated 83% of commuters drive to work, a higher proportion than in any other Australian capital. Expert slams cargo cult mentality. Transport economist and urban geographer Bob Cotgrove has criticised the plan and doubts it will ease congestion. "I question the whole idea of the government though. There's a cargo cult mentality," he said. "They think we'll put ferries on the Derwent and that will save thousands of vehicles. There's no evidence for that at all. All the evidence shows that you can improve public transport services, but it has virtually no effect on road traffic. That's because people who use cars do so for very good reasons. They have to connect a number of different activities during a limited time budget that they have for the day." Mr. Cotgrove criticised Metro's bus service. "We shouldn't forget that Metro gets a subsidy of over $40 million a year and its main business model is to ferry empty seats around Hobart because, there are more empty seats being carried by Metro than there are passengers," he said. "The government is speculating. It's sort of saying, oh, let's put on ferries and see what happens. That's not the way to plan for transport." Mr. Cotgrove said the city will eventually need a western bypass. Print email Facebook Twitter